Alrighty, everyone. Good evening. Let me put this down here. Bada bing, bada boom. Test, 1 2 1 2. Everybody, how are we doing? We doing all right? All right. We're good to go. I'm going to do this. Dude, the video got to Twitter, guys. Oh my god.
That's a show.
Okay, so first off, I suppose, like, I don't know. This video sat for one day and people are not happy. People are really not happy with, I guess, the entirety of the video, right? So,
And it got out far fast.
like, not only has it been one of my most heavily engaged with videos, like, in recent times, but it got word fast, right? And to be honest, I don't necessarily care too much about how people feel about how I feel about this boss, right? You gotta explain where you torched my goat seed, Junior. So pretty much, I guess I'm here to have a little bit of an open discussion with anybody who wishes to, I guess, criticize me respectfully, of course. Like, I'm not here to like sit here and argue at people in the chat and whatnot. All the while, I'm going to try and do a clear with not Sanby, A rank Anby on my team, because, you know, people were saying, oh man, why are you using Yanagi? Yanagi doesn't work here. Yanagi doesn't work here. Da 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 da. Right? And it's like, oh man, if I don't use Yanagi, I'm forced to use one of these 5 stunners here, right? Lighter doesn't work. Collate is terrible. Lycan doesn't work. Pulchra, I wouldn't be opposed to using Pulchra. The problem is that since I'm using Astra, I'd be doing double evasive, and I need double defensive for the points for Defiler, right? So it's like, I guess the biggest reason why people hated on me in the video is because I didn't pull trigger, and I'm gonna keep it a $150 with y'all. I don't think you should ever criticize somebody for not having a character on a gacha game. Like that, like, I feel like shaming someone for not pulling a specific character is not the way to go when it comes to talking about conversations like this in gacha games. There are so many external and internal factors that can cause someone to not have a character in a gacha game. Also, it's a fucking video game, right? Like, I feel like people were blowing it way out of proportions, but it's whatever, right? Anywho, I guess just gonna try and do stuff. Oh, let me show off the Anby. So what I did with my Anby was that I took everything that my lighter has and I put her on it. So I put her on my lighter's pieces with the Collata engine because I don't have lighter's engine. And then I threw some chips into her to get her, at least her skill up to 12 and whatnot. Why did you pull a character in the faction you don't care for? I don't know, man. These people were asking for way too much. But the main reason why I'm gonna use this character is because people are like, oh, you could clear with Haramasa Anby. I'm just like, okay, sure. That's not really true, but sure. And the funny thing is that I was up this morning attempting to do it with this team, Haramasa Anby and Astra. And the closest that I could get was 19,700 points. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's undoable, right? Like it's definitely doable, but
Before you attempt, can you at least get Anby to 50 crit rate?
50 crit rate?
Yeah, because he's not getting the King of the Summit buff.
Ready for combat.
How would we even?
Also, save screens, I'm not delayed.
Okay. There you go. What I just put.
Let's look for any crit rate pieces. Like if Laya was having this crit rate, then you should be able to just swap all of his disc over to the Ambi.
I don't
Like
think
this force should definitely be crit rate.
I don't think I have any crit rate pieces. I guess we're just gonna have to look for stuff that has. This one has 2 rolls of crit rate, so I guess we put this.
That is just better.
What is she at right now? Oh, she's not. It's gonna take 4 fucking ever, man.
What's your 4th piece?
My 4 piece is an attack, but I don't have the stats to give her a crit rate.
What's the Seth one? The one next to him?
Attack.
Oh my god.
And then, yeah, we
Buffy does full grab a crit rate thing.
She does.
Alright, take this for now and put another shock star in.
Alright.
And what we at? There we go.
So now she's getting the buff. It's probably because I wasn't reaching the crit rate threshold before, but let's see if we can do it now. Ugh. I think it's a fair take to say that it feels unfair or unfun to play into the Defiler without double attack, and the fact that only Seed and Orphe benefit from having another attacker feels cheap. It's more so that alongside the way how the boss is designed that pisses me off. Like I said, I don't have any problem with double attacker existing. It's just considering that this is a modern Zenless boss, i.e. this is a invincibility phase boss and whatnot, on top of the fact that you are better off getting characters from that faction to do a more suitable clear, it's just a combination of all of that stuff that kills it for me. Cause like,
is it time to clock out?
It's one thing for it to be like
Standing by.
it's a character check, right? It's another thing for it to just be
The concert starting?
an unfair boss, because like regardless of what team you do, even with like I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, you can't clear it. I don't give a shit about clearing it, right? I'm completely content with clearing. I'm capable of clearing. I fucking do a bunch of endgame content with my M1 Haramasa with the shock stuff, right? Clearing isn't the issue. It's the fact that I can't get a good score with what I've built together. That is the problem for me, right? Which is why I was so frustrated, because like you look at my other teams and I'm getting what, nearly 50k on both of them. And granted, yes, I pulled for these fucking characters that work against these bosses, but like, you know, I just pulled what I liked essentially. And the game's just doing the standard gacha game stuff of like punishing you for not pulling for a specific thing, but this time it's worse because it's not just one character, it's an entire fucking faction, right? Like, I feel really bad to skip on Trigger, like twice, but we just came, what is it? Trigger came with Seed the first time, right? And that was, who came before that? Was it Yuzuha, right?
For who?
Seed's banner, before Seed's banner.
That was Alice.
Okay, it was Alice, right? So I had just lost my 50-50 on Alice because I wanted to get her last minute, but I lost my 50-50. So I decided, oh man, I don't want to use my guaranteed on Trigger, considering that I have Rupture characters that I want to build. And Lucia's on the way, and I believe I had gotten news about Banyua and all that stuff. And I was just like, as much as it pains me to say this, I don't want Trigger right now. I can always get her later. So that's why I didn't pull her. And Seed wasn't really appealing to me because of the way how they marketed her. And once I got to look at her kit, I'm like, oh, double attacker? This is weird. This is like a whole new archetype that I don't have the money to invest in. So naturally, I didn't get those characters. And funny enough, like, you know, fast forward, we get a whole new story boss. Cool, great. But then that boss becomes a DA boss, and it's just like, damn, I can live with the fact that I didn't pull these characters, but it just sucks that I can't even get a score in the 30s with what I've pulled, especially considering that I have an electric DPS too. Like, sure, I can brute force it with Evelyn and whatnot, but like, I want to use the electric DPS that I spent my time and fucking invested into. Like, I've quintuple crowned Haramasa here because I really, really enjoy playing him. But when you have a boss that is designed like Defiler to only be, not really only be killed, but it's more so you will have a better time with these two characters on your team as opposed to just like anything else. It sucks, essentially, right?
And there's two things that work against Haramase here. One is the anomaly build-up breads, which means less shocks, less quivers.
Mm-hmm.
Another is she's asking for a DPS who could always be on field doing damage, basically.
And Haru is only like that when he's M1, and even then, he's barely good at it at M1.
Again, you're making less quivers now because we don't have consistent shots.
Mm-hmm. And because of the anomaly, we don't have that much quivers. So it's like, damn, man, I'm cool with it being an anomaly check, right? But it's just like, because I didn't pull for literally fucking every character after X, Y, and Z patch, I'm just gonna have to struggle, which is fine. It just sucks that my scores are impacted despite me having the characters that can do good damage, essentially, right?
It's fine. Just find it funny that attackers getting nerfed on the attack shield boss.
Yeah, 125% stun phase multiplier instead of 150. And then it's like, the main reason why that's the case is because they want you to bring trigger. And trigger's basically hitting the boss as if it's in... Trigger's making it so that you're basically hitting the boss as if it's in stun phase at all times.
All the time.
Ready for combat.
Yeah, it's just... It's frustrating. Like, I get why people are upset with the way how I've structured my video and whatnot, and I understand that the way how I made the video, it makes it seem like it's more of a buff problem than a DA shielding problem, right? But y'all gotta realize that like the Defiler, the fact that the Defiler stalls for 40% of the fight is way more detrimental than a lot of people think. But whatever, I'm just gonna do this thing. I probably am going to clear and whatnot, but the point isn't that I need to clear with this stuff. It's more so that like I'm just upset that I can't get my points, you know?
Another thing about the stun multiplier is it's meant to just hurt first DPSs. Like,
it's so short too.
It's short, it has a low multiplier, and she basically avoids the stun phase because of her eye things. Maybe just lose an extra stun phase on this boss.
Yeah. Is a new boss a checker for Minato or Yudari? What, the hunter? I think it's a Yudari check.
It's meant for Yudari and Minato. Says tomato power is quoting a reply from a tweet. The entire video is chilling as bad when as soon as I don't pull. Half of the video moves the goalpost, and thanks to the fighter needs double attack with the DA buff. C teams are bad anywhere else. I don't know what that last part means. Any response? Before I go?
I didn't even hear. What was the thing?
A quote says, chilling is bad when as soon as I don't pull. Half of the video moves the goalpost, and thanks to the fighter needs double attack because of simply the buff.
Did I not talk about how the phases were also problematic too? I don't think I moved any goalpost. I just said that I just stated that double attacker is pretty mediocre, and then I was like, oh man, double attacker doesn't really work anywhere else, so they had to create a boss. And then I talked about the Defiler, and then I was like, oh man, because you don't have XYZ characters, you're not going to be able to make use of this buff. And then what else? It's more so because like, oh man, if you don't make use of this buff, you're missing out on 40% more crit damage. But in order to make use of the buff, you have to sabotage your team's DPS with what you have currently and whatnot in order to make use of it, right? I don't see the problem with the goal posting, but then again, it's my video, so obviously I'm not gonna like see it from that type of light.
The thing I would say about shilling is it's a lot more rough double attack because that's such an expensive comp to build.
Yeah.
Realistically, to get Seed, Sandy, and Orpheus, any combination of them, and at least like trigger, at least get 2 of the 3 SIGs.
So no, the thing that's crazy to me is that all 3 of the characters that this boss really favors released in such a short time, right? So assuming you didn't have trigger, you'd have to get both Seed. You can skip Seed engine. You'd have to get Seed, trigger, and her W engine, and then Orphe and her W engine, which is in total a 5-cost team over the course of 2 patches, which is like the patches themselves weren't anything major, so they didn't give that many. They didn't give many patches to begin with, so it's unrealistic for me to want to get this team, especially after spending all of my stuff to get to lose my 50-50 to Alice, right? Like, if I wanted to, me as someone that barely spends money on the game and whatnot, it's completely, utterly unrealistic unless I just have insane luck to get all 3 of those characters and 2 of their W engines in order to formulate a team comp for that thing to clear comfortably, right? And again, it's not about being able to it's not about being able to clear at the end of the day. I can still clear Defiler if I wanted to. It's just I am not satisfied with the score that I have because the boss doesn't allow me to fucking deal damage to it. That's it. The buff is super hyper specific to that team comp that I just mentioned, and it stalls for 40% of the fight. I think the thumbnail was kind of silly since you weren't talking about Sanby, but I guess it was all click rage bait, which clearly worked. A lot of people were mad that Sanby was in the
It should have been seen.
I mean, nah, it's whatever. Sanby is the character that gets a lot more clicks, I fear.
My god, so many comments to read.
Sanby is a part of the double attack buff problem, true. But it's more so, like, I hate bringing up Sanby in this because she's not even, like, good on double attack, to be honest. It's more so, like, she only exists when you have Orphe.
Someone said it's also highly unrealistic for a player to message through all 3 team archetypes, which I assume is attack, rupture, and anomaly. At most 2, but 3 is more. Well, 1 is more realistic. Unless you got ungodly lucky.
So someone told me in the comments that it's better to pull for every archetype, and I'm just like, how? How is that realistically possible without some form of money or income?
I mean, if it were to me, I would prioritize diversifying your elements before you consider archetypes. I think having elemental coverage for every element possible is a lot more important.
Eliminating target. Watch out.
We're at the point now where you could have 3 pretty decent attack, rupture, and anomaly teams if you've been playing since day 1.
So
I think you have like other teams that are less invested but still require your elements covered.
double ambi chaining sec.
Ever heard the whistle of arrows in flight?
I'm gonna say Butcher is worse than Defiler, to be honest. If you don't have Miyabi, good luck getting 30,000 plus.
Okay, if we're talking about like good scores, I can understand that, right? Because I still have yet to like use any other like major team that isn't like Vivian Yanagi and whatnot, so I get that.
I think that's more if using attackers on Butcher.
That
like,
is also true.
On all team is kind of gonna still score good. Like Alice does kind of destroy his boss.
Flame won't crack. Seriously? All right, more action.
Oh, we're on track to clear. I can get Astra out.
Hey, someone says, I think the buff is pretty bad, but double attack isn't bad. It does require either Orpheus or Steve, but that's kind of the specialty, so I feel like that's fair.
Okay, we got it at the last second. What was it? What was the comment?
I think the buff is bad, but not double attack. It does require Orpheus or C, but that's kind of the specialty, so I think that's fair.
I don't mind that. Like, again, so I still think that this boss is Obosho, but that's mainly because of the buff, right? We give this thing a different buff, completely fine, right? And
All
I
right,
don't.
No, can you go to the buff screen right now?
Let's take a look. Just add older units to the standard pool. They're not gonna do that for a while. All right, let's look.
You see that 20 and 40, the 20 and 60 crit damage?
Yeah,
Literally swap them.
you're miss. What do you mean? Literally
Swap them.
Swap them.
That'll fix so many issues.
Yeah. Wait, no. If we swap them, then that means what? You'd add just an 80 right here.
You get 80 in total. The extra 20 if they have 2 attackers.
That makes sense. Even if you give it another buff, this boss still sucks mechanically. Yeah, that's so okay. The problem with this, I will admit, my video was mainly upset about the buff here, right? Because like usually, DA comes down to how good these buffs are, and I get it. Gacha games are going to shill for units and all this stuff and whatnot, but it's like, when you have a buff in this mode that literally does not help your character at all. Like, granted, yes, the second half of this buff, it's great, right? Great for Harumasa. It's actually what made me it's actually what helped me clear this stuff, right? But like,
Horrible with the fake ass physical weakness this boss has.
True, we don't have an actual like real physical DPS, but like, again, assuming that this is the way how they've intended for you to do this, right? Because like, oh man, you don't have double attacker, or if you do have seed, and then you like fucking like be crazy and use Harumasa and make seed a sub DPS, you're incentivized to do this, right? But it's a lot. But anyways, so I managed to clear this with anime, right? Like I did what the YouTube comments did. Clearing isn't necessarily the issue. I just barely did it too, by the way, right? Now I didn't play the most perfect, but it is still possible. But need I remind you guys again, my problem isn't with clearing the stuff. My problem is with getting a good high score, right? Because I've got the M1 Harumasa, I've got the Grace, and I've got the Yanagi, I've got all this stuff to get this stuff done. But the boss is actively punishing me because it's just Defiler. Usually when it comes to problematic bosses like these that I don't have like weaknesses to, I just brute force it with whatever I have. Like the biggest case is like Evelyn here, because like Evelyn just allows me to brute force through pretty much anything because of how simply strong she is, right? But when I can't do that, with my electric DPS that is supposed to be shield for the boss that I'm fighting, it's frustrating. And then to the people that are mad at this team, I get it. You know, I get it. Harumasa is fucking up Yanagi's disorders, but Yanagi's not here to do disorders. She's here to help Harumasa with quivers so that he can make use of the M1 uptime, right? And to the people telling me like, oh man, just use a different stunner. I did clear with A rank and B, but it was a miserable time considering that both of those characters are extremely on-field hungry. Like, I have my M1 Harumasa, and then I have A rank Anby who just wants to do her fucking combo, which, might I add, it's difficult to do when Defiler is always moving around giving you flashes. You can't do the 3 basics, hold basic, and then into enhanced EX quickly if she's always doing something, which makes it harder for me to do anything, right? And yes,
she has a high attack frequency, and guess who really likes to dodge attack?
Yes. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that Anby's dodge counter isn't good. It's more so like at what point, why is Anby here if she's not going to make use of, if she's not going to be an actual stunner, if she's just going to be dodge attacking all the time, right? I'd rather just deal more damage with Haru with shock stuff than deal with all this other nonsense, you know?
And remember, Anby's doing all this work for a 125 multiplier.
Yes, we are on fielding with Anby for 25% less multiplier on the stun phase. So Harumasa is losing out on significant DPS just so that Anby can exist on here. That is what people are telling me to do. And yes, I absolutely get it. This isn't the ideal team comp, but what the fuck else am I supposed to run?
That's why I just run hyper carry, like just double support. I don't bother with stun if not go be triggered.
But I still have to do the fucking challenge where it's like I get rid of Astra. Like what do I do here then? Because like if Astra's gone, I have to use Nicole on the priest for Evelyn and Lighter, and then I'm just stuck with what? Grace
Rena.
Yeah, Grace Rena. Like I'm gonna do this. I'm stuck with double evasive assist. I literally can't clear it with my normal Hamada Shock, so I'd have to do what? Yanagi Rena then.
Sure you want me to join?
Matter of fact, we'll actually do that right now and see how bad this is.
Also, I'm really behind at comments. Holy shit.
What's up, Micro? How's it going? Y'all got good anomaly teams? We got Yanagi Rena.
Alright, someone said Bring was a bigger issue in 1.4 because Jane and Piper were useless and Yabi Bernice were the only options, but chances are you're better using one of those than Yabi.
I don't know, man. I remember distinctively seeing people clear Bringer with Piper before Vivian existed. And
I can point you towards zero cost Piper clears on Bringer.
We can actually
Piper never really struggled on Bringer because it's so anomaly weak.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not gonna sit here and say that if you don't have Miyabi, Bringer isn't a lot easier. She's literally made for that fight. Like it's perfectly fine to accept the fact that she is shield for him or he is shield for her, right? But it's a lot more. I'm not gonna sit here and listen to people that bring Ellen into Bringer fights and be like, oh man, this boss was terrible. Like, yeah, I get it, it's Ice Week, but like, y'all have to understand that like, y'all can't just be bringing anything into this content, you know?
I've actually seen Ellen get 3 stars on Bringer with her day 1 Ice team.
And that's absolutely okay, but to the people that are complaining about Bringer being like, oh man, he's so fucking difficult with Ellen. Yeah, that makes sense because you're not using an anomaly team, right? And I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't think it's unreasonable for people to not have at least 3 anomaly characters by now. But again, I'm not gonna criticize people for what they pulled in their gacha game because that's not an actual like good thing to criticize people by.
I think I'd be more concerned if you have enough characters to do DA. How do you not have a single Piper copy?
True. That is true. You could clear with Piper, Zhuyuan, and Ellen back then. Yeah, like, Zhuyuan was, like, very fucking good for what was the boss that other people brought up?
Literally every boss feels cutscenes. Like
Yeah.
OG Butcher, Complex, the Marionettes.
If you're doing DA, how do you not have Nicole build? That's what I'm saying.
But yes, in order to like actually kill Bringer with low investment, you do need Miyabi.
Yes.
If you have any other anomaly that's premium, they go do very well though.
Mm-hmm. Complex in your video shows that this boss isn't even the best for Obel Squad. It's the complex. Another thing that I've seen a lot of people. This is a more positive comment that I've seen. People that even have full Obel Squad, they say that this boss still sucks regardless of if they have like Obel Squad or not, right? And I find that
I've said this before. This theoretically best DPS for this boss would be Electric or Physical Rupture.
yeah, it's like when you play Yishwan on this boss, like it's not that bad.
Which is not getting the element.
Here to support.
So that's why if they release a Physical Rupture soon, this will be like her best boss.
It's just a bad boss in general. I don't understand why people are defending it. It's because people who have the boss, or it's more so because of two things. People who have the characters to clear it think that like it's not that big of an issue, and people are like, where was this outrage for Bringer and Dead End Butcher and Miasma Priest, right? I definitely do think that there needs to be a little bit of a double standard, but me personally, I was clearing Priest 20k with Harumasa and Evelyn teams, right? No Astra either. Like I was using Vivian Nicole and then like lighter Nicole as well. Like I was clearing Priest perfectly fine, right? And then
Some of the people are defending this, spending that is kind of true. I just want to shout that out.
the people are defending their spending. Yeah.
Supporting.
People are angry with you for calling Seed the dev's foot fetish character. Okay, a little bit of like a I guess like a ultimatum here. I understand that I understand I kind of just shat on Seed for no fucking reason. It was more so because of Seed's existence that the Defiler existed, which is why I directed my hate towards her. But pretty much, I don't have a problem with Seed existing, and I understand like, you know, like, oh, it's weird for the furry to call out the fucking foot fetish character. I just don't want to see fucking teenager feet on my screen every time I play my video game. I'm not into that stuff. I'm not gonna judge you if you're into that stuff, but I don't care. I don't care what game I'm playing. I know it's Zenless. I know it's Gooner game. I'm just not gonna get that character. That they marketed that character as the foot fetish character. I don't like the way how that character looks visually, so I did not care to read her story nor learn about her or her fuck ass faction either. Right? I think it's perfectly okay for people to judge a fictional characters by their cover because they are not real people, thus they do not have real feelings. It is completely okay to criticize a character based off of the way how they look if they are like a fucking video game character. Everybody wrote off Jane Doe as a whore when the Apple scene came out, right? And people still think of her like that to this day. That character has not gotten any single bit of story content at all, and has only maintained relevancy and meta due to Alice and Yuza coming out, right? But people still, whenever people think of Zenless Zone Zero, they always think of Jane Doe. And because of that Apple scene, they think of her as the slutty whore character. But in reality, Jane has a very good story and is a very well-written character. But because people were introduced to her with that fucking Apple scene, they were very uncomfortable with that. That's how I feel with Seed. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you can't like Seed. I'm just a random motherfucker on the internet. If you let a random motherfucker's opinion offend you that much, then that's more so a problem with you as an individual than like me not liking the character. So
basically, they're fucking cookies.
they're cookies. They're fucking cookies. Jane fucked up the perception of ZZZ. Literally, there would be more people in the ZZZ scene if they didn't release that short. But it's whatever. I wanted to learn about Obel Squad, but I didn't want Seed's feet in my face, but that's just me. That's I was kind of interested in Obel Squad because I really love Soldier 11, but after I seen Seed, I was just like, nah, this faction isn't for me anymore, right? And like that's it. And it's whatever. Like if you want to still say that I'm weird because I'm the furry calling out like the foot fetish thing in a fucking Chinese gacha game, that's perfectly fine. I'm not going to take that away from you. Like if you have your Seed and you feel comfortable playing your character and whatnot, that's all that matters. So long as you are having fun playing this game with who you have, I couldn't be any more happier for you. I just stated my opinion about how I felt about the character, and that was it. So I apologize if I deeply offended anybody for saying that, because I kind of just shot on her out of nowhere when she wasn't even really a big problem. But yeah. Anyways. The opposite can be said for Minato. I don't want to talk about Kamano, man. Like that's a whole nother thing, and I'm super glad that I didn't make a video on that character, because with the way how people are reacting about this one, I feel like I would have opened the floodgates if I said anything about Minato. Is that 3? That is.
Someone said random person on the end is a poor excuse for judging character without knowing them.
Wait, what was the comment?
A random person on the end is a poor excuse for judging a character without knowing them.
Is that an actual like critique or something, or do you want me to like respond
Yeah.
to that?
I mean, they're fictional characters. You don't owe them anything to know them. You could just pull based on design. I don't know what to say about that one.
These I don't know, man. These characters are not real people. I do not give them any sort of sympathy at all, because they are not real life human beings. They don't deserve my sympathy. So
Like, they're just cookies.
like
You don't have to like deep dive into every character to have an opinion on them.
they are pixels on the screen, and if you enjoy your specific set of said pixels, more power to you. I'm not gonna sit here and forcibly try to enjoy a set of pixels that makes me visibly gag every time I see it, you know? Every time, dude. He knows Minato got shooters. More like Minato has like some of the worst fan base in gacha gaming history I've ever seen. I've never seen so much not really ungratefulness, but more so just like disrespectful.
Bitter.
Huh?
Bitter.
Yeah, bitter, and then like extremely misogynistic, like way more misogynistic than like the straight people playing ZZZ and whatnot. Cause like, oh my goodness, dude.
Someone asked me what my PFP is.
The Seed, bro.
That's all pretty relevant to what we're talking about. It was either this or I put the Defiler's PNG or the PFP.
We get the actual Defiler in the call.
Waste of time. Go now, child.
But yeah, I'm scared of Monster fans. They actually have shooters. Like Seed fans, they're gonna forget what you said in like a few days. Mild fans, they'll take that shit to the grave.
Enemies of Section 6 shall pay.
Someone said trial Monster for the fight. I'm pretty sure he's not fully built yet, sadly.
Cannot stop me.
The plan won't crack. The plan won't crack.
I think it comes from a standpoint of expectations. It's the same way that people got upset when they saw Flora and realized he's senior is like 3 moves. Yeah, I kind of got disappointed with seeing when I realized the robot is just like a fraction of the animations. And the fact that you're always controlling the little girl piloting the robot, basically.
Firefly 2.0.
At least that's just me. Like, I like playing mecha characters. Like, characters who are actually mecha, not like Chingy's fake-ass robot aesthetic.
Resistance futile. Wow.
There's another reason as to why people didn't like Seed.
So now, child. Asaba,
Asaba. Why she call him his first name?
No, that's his last name.
Oh, it is his last name.
She's being professional about it, that's why.
a close call. Such provocations don't go
She was
So listen, I have a hot take. Seed Senior looks bad. I'm glad we got Banyu as a robot character. I don't think the visual design of Seed's robot is like too interesting. I just like playing as a big robot.
You cannot stop.
Also, we can't clear with this.
The plan won't crack. The plan won't crack. Who's the pathetic one now?
Almost as Seed as a character was just mishandled, but like probably mostly due to the marketing of her. I think Seed as a character in the story, like her story isn't bad. It's just she is so obnoxious to listen to dialogue too. Like a combination of the voice direction and their actual like baby like dialogue makes it so annoying.
I don't like characters who are age regressors. I really don't like that as a concept because it's a real condition that people have, and I get that they're trying to like reach out and be as relatable.
They're trying to portray that like someone who's like grown up physically but not mentally, basically.
Yeah, but like it's never usually the problem with age regression in, I guess, Eastern media is that it's usually always a gateway to pedophilia. Sadly, it's usually a way to like get people to say that it's legal pedophilic behavior because like the character is of age but like she acts like a baby, which is what I'm secretly into, right? Like that's kind of essentially what I view age regression in this specifically like anime type of media as, because usually that's the intent behind the people who like this stuff, right? But like the story related things about this character, I genuinely don't care. I already read it off as like I don't like the character design. That's perfectly fine. I don't care about her that much. It's more so this boss fucking sucks because you need her in order to be able to clear comfortably. And the problem is that she was released during a nothing patch with no sorts of like polychromes for you to actively get her and then two of her teammates as well unless you spend. And it's like, yeah, it's a gacha.
Actually didn't get that much. It was like a all-time low for recent ZZZ history.
Mm-hmm. And the thing that kills me is that the character sold the worst, yet there's so many people that are like defending the character. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that like over $600,000 is like nothing, but it's like a lot of people who got this character seen that video, and I'm just like, okay, that makes sense. People who have the character obviously think that like, you know, it's not that bad, but like what point do you get from defending a boss that is difficult when you don't have X, Y, and Z units, you know? Like what's the goal essentially? Because I
need someone to share that like on like the Seed Made subreddit.
They shared it on the subreddit?
That's like the most likely answer I got.
I still find it funny that the tweet got to Twitter. Everybody's flaming me for using Haramasa Yanagi, but it's like, at that point, what else could I do? Because like realistically, yeah, I could brute force this with Evelyn.
Time to clock out.
Like I could just do Boom, boom. I don't even think my skills are perfectly fine. We do this with these three, right? And essentially, I could perfectly clear. But for my challenge stuff, right? Well, granted, the challenge stuff doesn't necessarily matter. It's more so like a, damn, man. Even with my brute forcing stuff, my Evelyn doesn't have perfect rolls. She's just enough to be serviceable for what we have here. It's just frustrating that, like, I can't use my electric DPS on the electric boss.
Because they did not make this boss with Karmasa in mind. Nor did they make the buff with him in mind.
They didn't make this boss with anyone in mind? You think so?
I would still say his name was Sandy and Seed in mind, because she does reward having that super on-field or DPS. And of course, Electric Weak. Basically, constant DPS is how you go score through on this boss.
The way how I got healed from Snap because of the additional ability. My Defiler team is just Hider, Astra, Orpheus.
That's pretty funny. Also, how'd you miss the Astra ult?
Nothing reaches my defense. Nothing slips through my defense. I knew it wouldn't be so easy.
So it becomes the buff. By using Seed or Venus comp without the Rupture buff, or Seed the positive problem or the buff. I think it's like a false equivalency, because the Rupture buff generally does nothing for Seed. You have to wait for like a generic attack buff.
I think the thing that kills me is because of the people are mad because of like me using Yanagi, right? So they're recommending me these team comps with like YouTube links and just telling me, oh man, get Trigger. Mind you, I showed off the fact that I literally don't have any of those characters beforehand. So it's like,
No sign of
what's
danger doesn't mean we're
what's a guy to do, you know? Like, yeah, I can clear this stuff with Evelyn, and I can clear with the Harumasa stuff if I wanted to, but it's just like, that doesn't mean that the boss still doesn't suck. It really just hurts people that care about high scoring this shit, you know?
Doesn't help a lot of people also don't know about the Harumasa shop team.
Yeah, oh my god. Another thing, people are like, oh, why is Yanagi with Harumasa? I don't know. It's because Harumasa literally requires anomaly characters too. Like, anomaly Harumasa is literally a thing, and it's been a thing that I've been doing for... I don't expect people to look at my older content, because, like, you know, they just came in from the new one, but I've been clearing content with Monoshock Harumasa. Anomaly works with Harumasa. Like, it's not a foreign thing, right? I'm not using them just because they're from the same faction. I'm using them because they literally work together. And my other option is Grace, which is like, oh man, double evasive assist? I'm gonna kill myself. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, but it's whatever. You can't get any of the characters that the boss is trying to push, which people don't understand for some reason. It's more so people are upset that I'm criticizing this while using a team that they don't understand as to why I'm using it, right? And by all means, like this, like the team thing isn't really the problem. I'm more so just upset at the way how the boss is designed, because like you take away the one invincibility phase where she has the soldiers, and I will not have a problem with this boss fight, because after the wave goes down, it's just the pure fight through and through, right? And you'd actually have time to clear, even with like time to get like a good score even with this, right? It would probably be bad either way, considering that like the boss is very oh, I didn't fucking do that. Considering that the boss is very like mash checking, right? Like it checks if you're mashing, it makes sure that you know if you're dodging and whatnot. But there's a lot of knowledge checks with this boss. You have to realize that you need to not parry the twirl. You have to make sure that you space yourself out, or else you could get caught while doing the defensive stuff. Like you can miss the defensive assist for points, right? Like right there, I parried in because I wanted to swap to Evelyn, but I couldn't do anything, right? You thinking of grabbing Dialin for Haru? I don't think Dialin's gonna be a just standard attacker stunner. I want Dialin for my Banyue when I get him, but the problem is that I'm not gonna have enough pulls to get it. So I think I'm most likely gonna have to skip out on another stunner. But by that point, I'm probably not gonna play. I'm probably just gonna get Banyue and like not really play the game. God. Those kind of comments are just useless. And to be honest, little fact about that video, I made that video all in one day, and it was my first ever heavily edited video in a month, right? Like 2 months if you want to be freaky, and it's like talking about like me, with me talking about like something specific within this game, right? So a lot of it was not really rushed, more so I kind of made points without like necessarily thinking too deep as to why it, but I still stand by everything that I said in the video. I didn't rush anything, I don't regret anything that I said, and I apologize for essentially calling out Seed for no fucking reason, right? Even though you shouldn't let somebody's opinion, random person opinion online about your favorite video game character affect you, but I still, like, what is it? I made sure that I was at least factually correct with everything that I said in the video. And I think the thing that kills me is the way how people are like, oh man, you can be critical about the game, but why you gotta be so negative about it? And it's just because I get it, I was yelling a lot in the video, but I don't know.
I also get that the well for criticizing Zenith is really poisoned right now because of a certain other YouTuber.
Oh my god. I mainly wanted to have a actual conversation about this boss, or just like the state of like ZZZ Endgame for the time being, but I guess because I went with a more abrasive approach, it kind of was off-putting to a lot of people. But I still care about this game at the end of the day. Like I wouldn't be playing this game and have perfect attendance in it if I didn't care about the game. You know what I mean? Gacha games deserve any hate they get regardless. Yeah, that's another thing. Why do these people feel the need to defend this billion-dollar Chinese company that don't care about them anyway? You know?
It's on cost fallacy.
I mean, well, what, that and like fucking Stockholm Syndrome? Like, it's that serious?
You'd be surprised.
I want a bonus for this. Just leave it to me.
I'm playing really poorly. I need to lock in for this one because this is my actual score.
I would say if the Biden had the shield part and got performance point from just the first two invulnerabilities, the boss would be a lot better. I agree with this.
Allow me.
I think it could speed up the second phase a little bit more though. Like she takes too long to do the animation of summoning the wave.
I think bro is just replying to comments that agree to him. There's a lot of comments here, buddy. I'm sorry. If you have a genuine criticism towards what I did, then please let me know.
The best defense.
If like you got like an actual question, you could ping me in chat and I could see it a lot better.
Yeah, Chump, just type in chat so that the people know. You just let them know, like, oh man, ping me.
Like
so
ping
that...
this ad if you want like a question to be read.
Because I'm here to have a meaningful discussion about the game, and if you feel as though my video is wrong in any way, let me know. Because I am willing to talk about this. I'm willing to sit here and listen to you guys' opinions. So long as you are respectful about it and not like I don't want to hear you say like, oh man, you just suck at the game. Like, no, I'm not gonna listen to that type of stuff. Like, obviously, like, I'm not gonna like listen to you if you're just gonna be like, oh man, you just suck at the game. Like, if you have anything genuinely constructive to say about how I went about the video, and if you think that Defiler isn't a bad boss, then please tell me how. I'm willing to fucking conversate with anybody about this, right? Blue Panda killed my grandma.
I bet a lot of the issues they come from just you using Parmasa and Yagi together.
Huh?
A lot of the issues were just you using Parmasa and Yagi together.
I literally couldn't use anyone else. It's like, oh man, either that or like my Evelyn team, but like I didn't want to use that. I wanted to use my favorite character that is specifically shield for the boss. Like, oh man, Harmos is not only electric, but he's also an attacker. And he can make use of the electric damage buff. Where it's like, oh, after an EX special or ultimate, electric damage increase. Like, oh my goodness. God forbid I wanted to use a character that I can do here, right? Do you not think the issue with Defiler isn't so much the boss itself, but more so the buffs for the rotation? Historically, the worst EA rotations have all had really terrible buffs. I'm upset about the buff too, but let's not take away the fact that the boss design still has 3 invincibility phases that inherently waste time too. Because at the end of the day, I remember back when like Miasmic, Hugo, the Hugo boss released, not Miasmic, but just Hugo. People were complaining about him going into Shiyu times because he had the little phase that you had to interact with where he basically evasive assist us when we fought, right? People were complaining about that, but essentially it went off as a nothing burger and nobody really cared about it that much because you could still kill Hugo in that time, right? The issue with that compared to Defiler is that Defiler is in these point-based game mode as opposed to the time-based one, right? Like, DI is still time-based, but it's like, you're still trying to get the score, right? So, when it comes to the invincibility phases, the less time you are spending dealing damage to the boss, the less score you're getting. Which is why, because the boss has 3 phases, that's problematic. The buff sucks. Don't get me wrong, I was very mad about the buff, but I can live with the buff existing. It's literally, oh man, I could live with this boss if you take away one or the other, right? Well, more so the buff than the invincibility phases, but it's like, if the buff was fixed to where I can actually make use of it, then the phases wouldn't be so bad. Or if you removed one of the phases, then I can deal with the fact that the buff is shield towards these characters that I don't have, right? He didn't say Seed was mediocre. He said double attack is mediocre. Absolutely. I didn't specifically single out like Seed. What is it? Seed sucks in general. She just sucks if you don't have Orpheus, right? But even then, she's still like a fairly solid fucking DPS character for what she is, right? It's just that the comp that she was created for is a very mediocre one when it comes to scoring well in Zenless, right? Just clearing content in Zenless. Because you're comparing double attacker to not only just like normal attacker, rupture, but like the best of the best, which is anomaly. And it's like, I'm not gonna pull into an archetype that's not only extremely expensive, but barely scores well to begin with, even under the right scenarios, you know? Like, this boss was tailor-made for Obel Squad, and it's still a very frustrating boss to play with, right?
Yeah. Alright, someone said, honestly, you saying Seed was mediocre outside DA was a bit weird. And acting like you need a 6-cost team in the Opal squad when only trigger needs a SIG.
Wait, what was the question?
You saying Seed was mediocre outside DA was a bit weird. Acting like you need 6-cost in the Opal squad when only trigger needs a SIG.
Oh, my PC froze. Seed being mediocre out of DA was weird. Trigger only needs her SIG. You're right. Trigger does only need her SIG. Has Seed been notable in clearing any other content that isn't DA? Is she fairly used in Shiyu defense? Because as far as I know, the most recent Shiyu defenses haven't. It's more so been showing like what fucking Alice, right? Because like we were coming off of Alice, we still have the physical stuff, and then we did get the bust for Seed and whatnot, but like I don't think she was getting good times. But granted, I don't have a real point of reference. It's more so word of mouth.
I mean, it's hard it's hard to judge her with a shield buff and she.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like right now, we have Girls Lord and Jester. She's not doing too hot here. Before it was like the robot and Isolde, and she was pretty good against the robot.
Yeah. Double attacker being better than you give it credit for. Seed and Orphe are definitely necessary for it, but you only need one of them. But the problem with the double attacker stuff is that it's extremely expensive. That's what I'm getting at, right? So look at it this way. Compare double attacker to Rupture. All you need for Rupture is Yishuan. And that's it. Like, you can make the argument that like the SIG is required, but you can still do. Yishuan was putting up numbers with just Pan and his SIG, and Pulchra and her SIG. I would know because I ran that exact same team. Yishuan has probably been, and she scored tier 0 with a free-to-play team. I don't think any other DPS in the game has scored like that high.
Miyabi.
Yeah, okay, Miyabi, but like that's crazy to me. Like the main reason why I don't like double attacker is because it's extremely high investment for such mediocrity. Whereas like I could just pull for Yishuan and pull for her Wenjin too if I care about her enough. And then because like, you know, Pan's my favorite character, so like bias is obviously gonna fucking be there. I obviously have M6 Pan, but you don't have to. Granted, M6 Pan is like the only copy that matters, so you do have to get M6. But realistically, if you're pulling on Yishuan's banner, you're getting both Pan and Pulchra, so you're already building a team for Rupture. And by that point, you've already completed everything. And then if you really, really like the Rupture class, you could have gotten Fufu and accelerated your Yishuan even more. And then now with Lucia, you just kicked out Pulchra and Pan entirely to make a very good like Rupture comp. You don't do that in double attacker, essentially. Seed with any attacker is just called. That's another thing. Okay, I'm gonna make a poll because this is something that I need.
I'm not gonna lie, chat. Her with like not Orpheus is such a big drop off. Like the other characters did not give her anywhere near as much charge or even any buffs in return.
I need you guys to answer this question. What role do you think Seed plays in a team that she's in? Do you think that she's the main DPS or do you think that she's the sub DPS? There is no in-betweens. There's no she alternates. I want a definitive answer from each and every one of you. Because a lot of the comments were saying that she is a sub DPS and she works with every attacker, when realistically all she does is bring down the person that she's supposedly buffing.
Someone said, do you think double attack just needs more time with more flexible units in the future? Or do you think it's dead on arrival?
Dead on arrival.
Oh, already?
Yeah. Considering that we're going back to Rupture so easily, this is the second time that they tried to introduce something with Opal Squad, and it failed. Because like Sanbi was fine, right? That character worked too. Like I'm still not over the fact that y'all complained about Sanbi.
She worked before Orpheus and her buff.
Yeah, like she was perfectly fine before Orpheus and her buff, and we had a very good character come out of it too with Trigger. But the concept of like aftershock in general, like main field on field aftershock stuff was dead with Sanbi, right? And then they tried to introduce something new with the concept of double attacker. And notice how both the Obel Squad patches were filler patches and whatnot, with just not enough pulls in between and whatever, introducing new mechanics that people were not really interested in. It was set up to fail to begin with, right? She's a fake sub DPS. Seed? Do we actually really think that Seed is a sub DPS, guys? If you genuinely think that Seed is either a sub DPS or a dual DPS, I want to know why. Matter of fact, we're gonna go. I'm gonna finish this run, and we're gonna actually talk about this. If you're stealing a lot of field type from Seed, you're actively playing her wrong. Listen, I'm gonna just say this. This is the last thing that I'm gonna say before I continue the game. She came out with a dedicated disk drive set where the 2-piece function bonus is buffing the power of basic attacks. And I'm just saying, a main DPS wants to be basic attacking as much as possible in a fight. But that's just me though. Having 8 cost Seed team, she's a main DPS. Jesus Christ.
Well, someone would be like Seed then.
Also, guys, do be sure to mention my moderator Chum, so that he can read your comments, so that you can add to the discussion, because we have a lot of people here. I fucked up the rotation so bad.
I'll just send that message like every few minutes.
Nothing slips through my defense.
Someone says you Seed when the other main attacker has no resources. I guess there's like in justification for her being a sub DPS.
You use Seed when what?
The other attacker has no resources.
Why would that be the case when the other attacker would be Orphe? Or okay, let's remove Orphe from this, right? Because let's take Billy essentially.
Hi, Billy.
Billy operates in. Billy mainly specializes in being in crouch state as much as possible, right? So I'd argue that even when his resources are down, or rather, no. The thing about Billy is that he kind of wants to only really be on field whenever it's stun phase, because he dumps all of his energy, he ults, and then he basic attacks until the stun meter's done, right? That was what they brought us up with the cutting hairs. You mainly learn to on field with Anvi. Anvi was the first character we got in the game because the game wanted us to learn how to play on field stunners for a bit. You played around with Nicole, and then when the stun phase happened, Billy came on field and he dealt his damage, right? So in general, Billy wouldn't even want to like on field or be using his resources anyways, right? So in that scenario, Seed would be the one that's on field most of the time rather than forcing Billy to on field, if that makes sense. Because what? The team would
And that's because Seed kind of forces her partner to be a burst DPS, whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
Basically not really go see Billy into a stun phase where he just dumps all his energy. And it's all.
Disagree on Sanbi. On launch, she was very underwhelming with her static W engine. Her iframes were also inconsistent, which meant that she can get hit out of them, and she had no crowd control. I'm gonna keep it a $150. A lot of characters in this game, a lot of main DPSs, or rather attacker characters in this game, suck at grouping. Soldier 11, Nekomata, Billy,
Harumasa. The older ones.
Harumasa sucks at grouping. I guess like Evelyn is probably the only one that's like really, really fucking good at it. Even like anomaly characters like fucking Miyabi sucks at grouping. Jane kind of sucks at grouping too. She only really does grouping when it comes to like chain attack if you get an early stun. But like every like main like attacker character sucks at grouping. The only really people that are like good at grouping is like what, Nicole, and then like the average stunner that's like putting everybody together and stunning, you know? The only person that's like extremely good at grouping in this game is like what, Yuzaha, and then like Evelyn and whatnot. Oh, and then I guess Caesar too. Caesar has the grouping as well, but like Lamau, who's using this character, Hugo has good grouping. I wouldn't know since I don't have Hugo, but I have played him. So yeah, completely forgot about him. Doesn't Chingy also vacuum as well?
Yeah, with her last ace attack. Or BA4, whatever it is.
But yeah, no, I don't see Seed being a sub DPS or a dual DPS. I don't see it.
Yeah, Yishun also has grouping for ball. Okay, someone says showing for an archetype with no alternatives is nonsensical. You gotta consider that and how many people will actually pull for them.
It's kind of hard to talk about this character considering that she's sold the worst in the game, you know? It's like, yeah, people have her, but I don't know. I don't think I'm crazy to say that I don't think that it's unreasonable to say that a lot of people don't have this character. Thus, it would make sense that like a lot of people would be frustrated with a boss. Like, this character sold poorly because of marketing issues and the fact that she's introduced yet another archetype when they had just recently introduced Rupture in 2.0, right? So
yeah, that was the first instance.
It's like Zenless is experimenting with new ideas so much to the point where they're driving away people that actually just want more of the stuff that already works, right?
Another one is, I think my one concern is having Seed or Orpheus is good because they both their partners DPS. But we also have stronger supports for that, so why pull for another DPS?
It's to
essentially why pull for Orpheus when a stunner could do her job better, or a support?
At that point the stunner would be trigger, but then the game's like, oh man, you could have all three. It's more so because we don't have any more characters that would want Orpheus specifically, right? Like what, DPS Ben? Sure, okay man, that team hasn't been relevant at all. It's still like just for Shiyu defense clearing and whatever, but like,
and then Sanbi and Seed,
like Sanbi, oh my goodness, I want to remove Sanbi from this conversation because like even with like the buffs and whatever, like that character is basically tier 0 now considering the amount of stuff that she's gotten, right? Like that character works more than ever before, but I don't know, man. I just don't like this archetype because it forces you to pull for so much, you know? And the thing about Orpheus that she's kind of like Pan, where she's a support, but she's not classed as a support. They're doing this thing where they're turning characters into support classes without releasing every character as a support class.
But that's really the only way a sub DPS attackers will be valuable. Just having them support the main DPS.
And that's fine. It's just when you look at the other cast, the only real like character that works with Orphe is Evelyn, but that's only if you're running lighter. And Orphe just acts to be a little like fire buffing dildo for that team.
A worse Astra.
Yeah, it's a worse Astra. At that point, if you have Astra, why bother? Like if you have the character and you're missing out slots in like the imaginary theater mode, great, put her on there. But it's like, why bother? Zhu Yuan doesn't want her. And in order to run her, you need to put Trigger on there anyways. But at that point, why the fuck is Zhu Yuan here? Hugo is completely, in fucking Narnia from this conversation.
We don't even talk about Hugo. Like, just move on.
The people saying like Seed is good for attackers. We don't bring up this character. The fact that we have to exclude one character from this proves my point as to why Seed is not a sub DPS / dual DPS, right? But it's more so an issue with Hugo than it is with Seed. So he's an exception. But it's like, well, let's take a look here. The only character that I can kind of see her making a point for or an argument for is like Billy. But even then, like at that point, just run what's Billy's best in slot? Is it fucking Nicole, Astra, hypercarry?
Some combination of Nicole, Trigger, Astra.
Yeah, like you just cycle in between those four, and then bada bing, bada boom, like Billy does stuff right. It's like, because I look at Seed, and I'm just like, y'all only look at this character as a crit damage buffer, and nothing else, and that kind of saddens me because
she's not a support though. She's more than the buffs.
Yes, that like people just see the buffs and they think, oh man, she needs another attacker, so I could just put her with Nekomata. And I hate Pridewind for this too, because they put that as a tag for her as well. So I'm just like, I don't know, man. Caesar Nicole is goated. What for Billy? I mean, sure, I guess. I can't take Caesar seriously anymore. Like, this character is completely exempt from any sort of conversation regarding Endgame.
And we didn't even get to max out her skill of parry.
I'm not building this character anymore. Fuck that. But yeah, if you can clear with this character, that's cool. She's like null and void from the rest of this conversation, though.
Alright, someone said I think the most expensive aspect of Hobo Squad is Trigger because she needs her sig badly compared to the rest.
Yeah.
I want to mention Seed and Sambi also need their sig. They get like a 25% drop off without them.
Yeah. Like Sambi especially. Oh my goodness. This character.
I think Seed is like using the Brimstone and Sambi using Marcado, which is horrible for them. Because Sambi really wants that crit damage stick.
Or if he also needs her sig, to be honest. How true is that, chat?
If you care about her personal damage, if you just want to charge Seed up, then you put on a support engine. ER.
So you put her on the support engine because she's the only attacker agent with ER as her main stat.
With Seed basically, because you just want her to spam skills.
Does she want ER6 too, or no?
Yes, that's also how you max out her buff.
See what I mean? She's a fucking support. Like, I don't hate Orphe visually. I love her voice actress. And I actually really like her design, right? But I'm not gonna pull for this archetype if it requires 2 costs, mandatory 2 costs, and then 2 costs if I really care about a good score, you know?
If you don't care, you would ditch Orpheus to save, not the other twos.
At the end of the day, guys, like the big problem that I made, the main reason why like I didn't I did the video is because I couldn't get a good score that I wanted with my Haramasa team, right? Despite Haramasa being an attacker that is the element that Defiler is weak against, I couldn't get the score that I wanted. I could clear it, but I didn't get the score that I wanted, right? And so I'm looking at this and I'm just like, whenever this boss comes around, unless I have these 3 characters, I just have to accept the fact that I'm not getting anywhere near 25k. I can clear it, no problem. I don't have a problem with fucking clearing endgame in this game. I never have, and I never will. But it sucks when I look into Deadly Assault and I'm not in the top fucking 1% because of this big fat fucking glaring number here, right? It just sucks. That's all it is for me, you know?
I'm suffering too. I went down like 0.4% because of the violence.
Like, I got nearly 50k on all of these 2. I'd have to basically try to get a kill on both of these things in order to even so much as break top 2%, let alone 1%.
Okay, someone said I merely don't have seed, but her, as far as I know, her purpose is to make her and the other DPS do more damage do more of their personal damage outside of stun, alternate between each other with quick swapping. In theory, that's how people think seed plays, but it's more of use seed to basically wait for the other character to get their resources. Because when seed attacks, they get energy, you use energy on the second character, then go back to seed.
And usually that second character is going to be Orphe, because Orphe is the support character that operates off of making sure that she has as much resources to do her off-field aftershock stuff. And then you've got Trigger as well, which is hitting the boss and making sure that you're hitting it as if it's always in stun phase with her weapon. And it's just like, you can't do that with any other attacker in the game. What good is Nekomata with her fucking unfinished skill going to do when she has the resources?
Again, her skills only just to charge seeds bar. Right now, the issue is that the devs don't know how to make attackers on kill stunners and defensers worth the investment. Aftershock's gimmick is being not ruptured. I think on-field stunners are kind of just dying because the off-field stunners offer way too much buffs and not any field time.
Do you even get anything for being the top 2%? Like, no, you don't get anything, but it's more so a sense of an accomplishment for not only taking the time to invest into your characters, but also learning how to play them well. Like, I love playing Harumasa. I like this character. This character is fucking amazing. He's difficult, but it feels very satisfying to get a clear with him. And I'm being actively punished for mastering this character because he's just not the character that works on that team, despite him literally filling out all the prerequisites to fight that boss. Like, I get it, a gacha game, they're gonna shield these fucking characters, but it still sucks at the end of the day. And to sit here and criticize me for not pulling 3 characters when I physically could not, that's shameful. You should never criticize someone for their ability to pull a character or not, because that comes down to stuff that is out of their control, right? So many other external factors playing into the fact that whether or not you have these fucking characters, right? I didn't get Ellen because I didn't want her. I don't have Zhuyuan because I lost the 50-50 to her. I don't have Alice because I lost the 50-50 to her. I don't have Fufu and Qingyi because I didn't want them. I didn't get Hugo because 2.0 was coming out and I needed to max out Panda because that is my brand. I didn't get Sanbi because, to be honest, I don't really like this design and I'm not really one for the fucking archetype that she introduced. And I didn't get Trigger for the same reason. And it's the same thing for both of these characters. But the difference is that even though I didn't pull Bernice, I was fine. Even though I didn't pull Ellen, I was fine. Even though I didn't pull Zhuyuan, I was fine. Once I got my Jane, I was clearing content like nothing. I was working double time with my Soldier 11 Coleta Ben team, and then I managed to get more S ranks, more A ranks, more copies on my account. And once I got Yanagi, that's when I solidified things as to like, oh man, I'm good for content. I had my elements covered and whatnot. You know, Bernice left out hanging. I actually really want to get Bernice now. I'm more so interested in the older characters for Zenless compared to the newer ones, because the newer ones are just not that interesting to me and they're way too expensive to build anyways. Outside of like what Banyue, but yeah.
Someone actually wanted to go on their account to get a feel of Seed and Orpheus. I would assume no. Probably
not. I've played the character on another friend's account and whatnot, and let me just say this here: the gameplay's fine. I don't think Seed's a bad. I don't think Seed's a bad character when it comes to gameplay. The gameplay's fun. Same thing with Orpheus, right? Granted, you don't really play Orpheus and whatever, but this team, like double attacker, it's very satisfying. It's a very fun playstyle. I just don't like that it's extremely expensive to build, And yet you can't fucking, even when you have all these characters, the 6-cost team, you can barely fucking kill things to begin with. You need M1 trigger to fucking kill Defiler. Like, that's crazy to me. Are you gonna pull for Dialin? I'd pull I don't have the money to pull for her. And to be honest, like, considering that I really want Banyue, like, I would love a Dialin, but I wouldn't be able to guarantee both her and her weapon and Banyu and his weapon. The only way I'd get it is if I was given fucking $600 randomly.
Alright, get to it, chat.
People aren't gonna fucking want to donate to me. I just said that a boss sucks. These people hate me. Not everybody in chat, but it's mostly just like the Zenless community. Like, this shit went to Twitter and everybody thinks that I'm fucking actually actively trolling. When, like, I'm someone that really cares about the game and is worried about the state of it. When, like, because at the end of the day, they aren't releasing more double attacker characters, at least not that we know of. So this boss is cemented in this game as official endgame. So it's like, oh man, you don't have these 3 characters? Screw you, I guess.
Every time he shows up.
Yeah, it's a big fuck you to people that actually want to get good scores.
I would say attackers in general have 2 item costs, meaning their signatures and dedicated supports.
Yeah. Ish.
I mean, another thing is attack W engines that are general are nowhere near as good as anomaly W engines in general.
Me thinking about how Weeping Gemini outsells Brimstone.
That's what I'm saying. It's better than Brimstone or Call combined. Someone said, would you say this game punishes you for having attackers without their sig? A lot of attackers have been introduced to have a 9-day difference with their sig.
I don't think it's just an attacker's problem.
We can also throw in ruptures here.
Yeah, like Yishuan significantly loses out on a lot of damage because she's rupture, but I think that the character is still incredibly strong regardless of if you have her W engine or not, to the point where it doesn't matter. The only character where it's okay, here's the characters that I think exist without their SIGs or not. So this character doesn't exist unless you have her SIG, since half of her gets locked behind it. Where is Miyabi? There she is. This character, it's like, it's kind of hard to base things off because everybody and their fucking mama has her with her SIG. Like, everybody made sure to get this character with her SIG, so it's rare to see Miyabi without hers. But it's like, you can make things work with like Fusion Compiler and like Weeping Gemini or whatever. But like, I'd say that you're losing out on a lot of good stuff without her SIG, because you're missing out on the crit damage and then just the generic crit rate. Because I'm pretty sure, it's the only anomaly with crit rate as the main stat. Yeah.
That is correct.
And it has the highest base attack too. I tabbed out to actually check Pride win data for if Haru scores higher with Chingy versus Trigger. It was Trigger usually. Chingy sucks. I'm sorry. Like, I can't take that character seriously anymore. She takes the longest time to fucking stun.
That character is so bad. Her value is only in stun phase, but they keep nerfing the stun phase.
It's like, oh man, let's work so hard for 125% multiplier. Ooh.
And a shorter stun timer like the purple beam.
The line does not concern themselves with Miyabi. I have Alice.
This is the path I follow.
Someone said Wandering Hunter is not as bad as Defy despite being a Giga Rupture shell. His archive description specifically says that he has extremely high defense.
What, the Wanderer?
So this is a reference to the new boss.
I don't know too much about him. I kind of just did the fights for Lucia's mats, and that's it.
I think we wait until he gets added to DA.
And then we wait till we see how detrimental it is with Yidhari and whatnot.
But he does have Monto, which is also a great character.
Oh my god, true. I hate that character though. You know when I'm gonna build him? Hang on, I forgot he had shooters. Let me take that back.
Thank God I've cobbled the comments.
An opening. I don't know, man. I'm willing to accept if I messed up anywhere with the defiler stuff. I just don't think that anything that I said in the video was inherently wrong. This isn't me trying to be like gassing myself up or like fucking straight up jorking it and like tooting my own horn or whatever. I genuinely don't see a problem with what I said in that video. If you want to say like what fucking Haramasa Yanagi, whatever, cool, right? Like I'll use Evelyn and whatnot, but excuse me for wanting to use my electric DPS on the electric weak boss. You know what I mean? %72% of you guys think that Seed is a main DPS. That's good. You guys are correct. I don't think in any world where a character that comes out with the disk drive set that says basic attack damage increase, or it's basic attack damage increase, would be a sub DPS or a dual DPS.
I mean, hey, even Pride got that right.
Rare Pride win W.
I mean, the Toria's butcher lead to Ice and Hello and Ellen and Hugo stuck against it. That's why Butcher being like Bringer, where he has a fake Ice weakness and he just beats to Anomaly.
You're missing a third option, dual. Explain the concept of a dual DPS. I don't think basic attack makes someone the main DPS, but whatever.
I thought about it, and every basic attack damage dealer is main DPS.
Awaiting further
This is a main DPS. This is a main DPS. This is a main DPS.
Okay, he's quick as this spam. We don't count him.
We don't count him in general. I hate him. This is like positioning main DPS. This is she's skilled, so this doesn't matter.
Is something the matter?
Yeah, Zhuyuan's a main DPS when she has bullets, yeah. But it's like,
And Ellen.
and then Ellen's also like this is like the basic attack character. Billy's basic is so bad though. Oh, so this character just doesn't exist without skill then? Because last time I checked, he gets a lot more damage when he's in crouching state, and that crouching state is counted as a basic attack, no?
That's the only way to really get to crouching state.
Drag the joystick during crouching launch to roll into rolling shot, da-da-da, press to stop holding, da-da-da. Or rather, the crouching shot's his passive, essentially. Seed basics, but isn't a main DPS? Explain. Elaborate on that further. Because I refuse to believe that. Respectfully, of course. Because from what I was shown off, and what I've played with this character operates and functions as a main DPS. And if you want to get super, super technical, she is a worse support for other DPS. But other than that, the main intended role that you are to play with this character as is a main DPS. She just needs another attacker that can help make use of her Vanguard to buff her. The problem is that dedicated attacker is Orpheus,
Who's basically a support in disguise.
Exactly. That's the issue. You can't really put any other attacker on a seed team and have her receive as much value as you would with Orpheus.
Also, yeah, dual DPS is it's a really hard requirement because you need two people to put like the exact same field time and damage output, which is not happening with Seed.
Dual DPS sounds like another way to say quick swap. At that point, it's like, like pick a struggle, dude.
Like Anomaly is more of dual DPSing than whatever Seed does, I would say.
The closest it gets to it is Sambi, and I've made an alt account for Seed as I'm not spending for that character. The problem with Seed and Sambi that pisses me off is because Seed doesn't really do that much for Sambi. Sanbi's the main DPS here.
No, probably Sammy doesn't do much for Seed because Sammy doesn't buff her back.
Yeah,
No,
specifically.
in the way Orpheus would.
Yeah, specifically because it's you either choose the main DPS that you want to do. It's either Seed's the main DPS or Sandby's the main DPS. If Seed's the main DPS, Sandby doesn't do anything for Seed, and if Sandby's the main DPS, Seed definitely helps out Sandby, sure, but it's not ideal because she's not an Aftershock teammate, which means that you would want, like, yeah, Trigger would obviously be there
Sammy
too.
does buff the team's Aftershocks.
Yeah, and again, Seed doesn't do Aftershock damage. She specializes in basic attack damage. So it's like, yes, you could fundamentally put these two characters on the same team, but that'd be like putting Miyabi and Harumasa together, you know? Like, yeah, they're the same faction and all that, but they don't necessarily do anything to help each other out. Like, sure, yeah, Harumasa definitely gets his stuff from the Anomaly and whatnot, but you'd be taking away from Miyabi's field time, essentially.
Someone said for Seed to not be a main DPS, you need a better attacker than her, which I think is only Sandy, Evelyn, and maybe Ellen.
The fuck's Ellen doing there?
It's like people who could always be on field, I guess.
Okay. Wait, who are the other two? Evelyn and Sandby?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I look like
Even then,
look at-
you're not really on fielding with them. They're only on field to waste resources to charge Seed up.
like looks inside like, oh man, me spending so much time getting up to 3 stacks plus excess, or no, 5 stacks technically with Evelyn, just to waste Seed's like fucking uptime on her Vanguard because it took me 40 seconds to do so with Evelyn because, you know, she's very on field hungry. Your main DPS is, at the end of the day, is the guy who's going to be doing the most of your damage. Seed in her best in slot comp is going to be doing most of your damage. Seed best in slot is just double support in disguise. Ellen barely fits from Seed. What would you need to get Ellen's passive up? Lycan?
I'm pretty sure any stun you could just put Trigger in there.
Because what, Ellen...
Tail, and now.
No, Ellen's attribute and faction, you'd need
I
Lycan.
forgot the buff. The buff adds stun.
Oh, the buff? You have to
It adds stun to it. So you can just run Trigger.
Okay, I didn't know because I don't have the character. So I guess then Trigger, like, oh, you know the fucking episode of SpongeBob with the bear fish and he points at the circle and he points at Squidward. It's like, oh, I'll get you next time. We need a new ice support agent, methinks.
Touch
No,
my tail,
I think we're perfectly fine. We just got Lucia.
how about a
Like,
little
I don't think we need any more support characters for the time being. I'm tired of pulling for these characters to future-proof my account. Let me pull my favorites. Like, part of me was gonna skip Yuzuha, funny enough, but I realized that, like, oh man, this is a support character. I should probably get her, because she's gonna be very, very useful. Make Lucia ice, though? I'm pretty sure once the double attacker buff will be gone, Seed will be pretty mid. I think that the team comp is pretty mid to begin with. Like, it's fine. Don't get me wrong. You could still clear content with the shit. Like, tier 1 isn't horrible. Like, tier 1 isn't, like, the worst thing ever for that character or whatever. It's just, I don't think that I will personally be pulling into this stuff, you know? And then if they add more of it, I'm just like, damn, man. Fuck me,
I mean, the nice thing is, tier 1 in Zenless is like tier 0.5 in the other games. Because there's just like that many good characters in Zenless. Like tier 1 in Zenless and tier 1 Star Rail are not the same thing. The whole dual attacker thing outside of Seed and Orpheus feels like cope. I pull for both because I like them, but I'm not pulling Evelyn with Seed. That's like putting wings on a card. I think it still doesn't even make sense with Orpheus because she's like by far just to stop DPS support. She actually just lets Seed always be on field.
Jesus Christ, these people actually fucking dude. Yeah, no, I think it's probably for the best that like once Banyue comes out, I took a break for Zenless content in general. Cause it's clear to me that like the community, or at least like not like you guys in the chat or anything, it's clear to me that like the gacha space, or rather I was in the wrong for expecting like a decent conversation from a gacha space to begin with. It seems to me that you can't criticize any aspect of these Hoyoverse video games without people rushing to the defense of the billion-dollar Chinese company, you know?
I mean, hey, we did hit 400 comments on the video.
Yeah. Runa's on his Saint arc? Dog, at this point, sure. Like, I'll just start saying things like, oh man, hey, this tactic is very predatory and whatnot, and I really don't like it. And then I'll just start, like, click farming for views. This is a joke, guys. I don't plan on making, like, any more serious endless content after this. I'm pretty much done. Because I'm gonna keep it a $150. As fun as it was to edit that video and whatnot, it's really, really disheartening to see such a video invoke a big reaction out of people over a boss in a video game. I think that that's crazy.
Again, the well has been poisoned when it comes to criticism. Very badly.
I'm out 1.3 seconds? Bro, who commented that? Oh my god. Criticizing is one thing, but now once you ever realize the incorrect things that you say, what was incorrect that I said about the video though? And at this point, I don't want to hear anything else about like the team comp, right? Like I've already stated multiple times over again that I don't have these characters and I'm not pulling for them, right? I said that Obel Squad is mediocre. It's extremely expensive for what results it gets. Seed doesn't really work. Doesn't really work without Orpheus, and that the buff that exists on the DA is bad essentially, right? Which S-rank agents do you want to roll? Yidhadi, Dialin, or Banyue? I want Dialin and Banyue, but to be honest, I'm probably just going to save up just to get Banyue, just to have him on my account.
Guess you're getting Fufu.
I've been spamming so many comments, bro. I mean, to be fair, this is like the most people that I've had in a stream, so I apologize. Also, I don't think you've been adding my moderator. Have you been reading this person's comments, Chump?
No, I've read all the ads.
Yeah, you haven't really been adding my moderator. So yeah, Obel's incredibly mid 8-cost team to get similar results to Yishuan's best in slot team. Mind you, Yishuan was putting up numbers with Pan and Pulchra.
The 2-cost East Wind does go very far, sadly.
And now...
A lot farther than 2-cost Obel Squad.
Yeah. Oh my god, is that the Billy main in the chat? Let me see what he said. Seed is mostly main DPS and Billy support is now valid, but on Seed team.
For me, the Fighters is bad because I only get 36,000 max. A 5-cost team, but you're very much correct still.
Why is my M2 Orphe getting worse scores than Yishuan unless I sweat my life out? And that's the thing. Another thing that like sucks about all of this stuff is that you can pull for as many copies of these characters that you want. You still have to play good in order to get the scores. Not that it's difficult or anything, but it's like, at what point is pulling for these characters just to learn how to play on-field Seed when ultimately another team comp that costs less does way better and performs way better, right? Like, yeah, pull your favorite, sure, but if you care about the points, at what point do you just pull based off of what you need, you know? I can't find any reason for Seed being a sub DPS because in the end she needs another attacker, which makes 2 main DPS.
I mean, that's a generous way of putting it. It's more like Seed is forcing the other person to be a sub DPS for her. Mainly like a burst DPS.
Yeah. Haramasa is a main DPS. Anton is quick swap with Astra. Corrin is main DPS as well. Like, only Orphe is a sub DPS with Seed. Exactly, and that's mainly because Orphe is a support.
Tailor-made for Seed and Zambi.
Yeah, tailor-made for Seed and Zambi, and she's a support in disguise. It's like how Pan is a support in disguise, but he's a defense agent.
I'll have Seed, but I think it's not too bad. I have low standards. As long as the team can get 20k, it feels good to me. Well, that's why I care about more getting more than 20k, I guess.
Yeah,
I do try to at least get top 1% each season. And I always do it.
yeah. Like Chump is like. Are you still free to play, or did you use the monos for something else?
That's all skin funds.
Okay, skin funds. So those didn't really go into the polls for the game. But Chump is essentially like as free to play as he can get. That's another thing. I'll talk about this later. But let me pull up the pictures that he does. Fucking this is what Chump averages in DA with his teams normally, right?
I gave one up last season and this season. This was last season.
Let me pull up the next one. This is this season. He dropped 0.40% or 0.30, yeah, no, 0.40% around that much because of Defiler. Like that sucks. Seed also takes too long on field with her long animations. Just remember, this is my take and what I've observed. But yeah, another thing, going on to like the spending stuff. People were mad at me for saying that I called myself a low to light spender. And then I brought up the fact that I spent $350. I spent 100 on Evelyn, 100 on Yishuan, and then 150 on Miyabi. I don't know in what scenario is $350 a whale for a gacha game, but there are people that drop $350 per banner on every banner, right? I don't think $350 over the course of a year's worth of content is anywhere near whale territory. You like people saying that like, oh man, I have gacha brain rot and I think that that's low spending. That's crazy to me. It's not like I randomly had the money to do this too. I've just so happened to be lucky enough to come into money to get these characters, right?
I mean, realistically, a couple hundred over the course of like what, over a year by now?
Yeah,
It's not much in the grand scheme of things.
in a gacha game, guys.
Like people spend more than Fortnite a month.
He's spending 350 is a whale, then an internet pass is a dolphin. Not a whale, but a medium spender. I don't even think that that's medium spending, Micro. Keep in mind, this is over a year's worth of content. I only spent money on 3 banners. 3 banners. Technically 4 because Miyabi rerun, but that's still 3 banners. And then if you want to like factor in like battle passes and whatnot, we could round it up to $400. But $400 over the course of 1 year in a gacha game is not that much. You know?
You should see what people spend in MOBAs then.
Oh
I mean,
my
not MOBAs, fucking MMOs.
dog. Dude. Ugh. I don't know, man. I just think that it's sad that people are attacking me for my character rather than actually discussing the problem with the game, you know? Like, I know I set myself up for it by posting the video, and I'm not fucking scared or, like, sad that people are saying this stuff about me. I don't give a shit what people say about me, right? Like, I don't have anything necessarily crazy to lose, and, like, I'm just here to talk about this fucking video game at the end of the day, right? But you'd think people would actually be, I guess I'm asking too much out of the fucking gacha game community in the first place, so I'll back off. But yeah. What did
Poisoned well.
What did
and
you
a lot of
expect
people
from
just
Twitter?
a lot of people do just get their opinions from other YouTubers, generally try to critically think.
That's
Kind of sad though.
That's another problem that I would like to talk about more of, but if I talk about it more, it would incite a lot more drama, and I don't want to, I guess, put any more eyes on me than I already have right now, because people just hate me for saying that I think a boss sucks. And imagine how bad I'd say imagine how bad it'd get when I say that ZZZ is forever poisoned because we have content creators that don't read guides, that don't test out multiple teams, and that just automatically tell people to pull these characters as if they're the next best thing since sliced bread. And then
a lot of misinformed people teaching people misinformation. It just goes down the pipeline.
Defiler is an engaging boss with a very worse design when it comes to DA. Exactly.
Someone said, do you think people hold this game to regular game standard or gachas? Gacha standard.
Gacha standard. This is too much of a gacha to be criticized into like any other hack and slash. And keep in mind, every other hack and slash has an ending to it. ZZZ is a live service game and it's never going to end, essentially. What 3 S-rank characters you want to roll? I already said that I want to get Dylan and Banyue, but I'm realistically going to save up for Banyue. It's going to hurt for me to skip Dylan, but I just don't have the resources to pull for these attackers, or for these stunners. And to be honest, I think I'm done spending money on gacha games in general. So I'm just going to keep playing Zenless until I get bored of it. There's a video that goes over his incorrect thing that avoids me writing an essay. Did somebody really make a video on my video already? How dare you like Harbasa and not pull for a character you don't like? That's essentially what this is at the end of the day.
But that's what Akrol made that deal with, because they didn't want to watch Zhao Cho.
Flossing the chat GBT merchant? Hey, man. I don't know nothing about that. I do think that it's crazy that all of these endless YouTubers are AI generating their descriptions. I really feel as if these people are getting a lot lazier when it comes to this stuff, because like the Zenless content in general is pretty lazy.
Mainly the guide maker community.
Yeah, just like Zenless guide making is extremely lazy when it comes to like just putting together the content professionally, but that's just me.
I've seen whole guides with no original footage recorded. It is that bad. They just use trailer footage.
Imagine you didn't pull for Dylan, then 6 months later you make a video about how Banyu's struggling against a Fire Week boss, and the people say, you should have pulled Dylan. I mean, at the end of the day, they're not wrong, but they're right about it in the worst way possible. Again, you should never criticize someone for not having a gacha game character on their account. These games are not supposed to be something that we praise and uphold. They're terrible fucking practices, right? We shouldn't be in support of these companies, you know? I just play this shit because it's fun, and I'm still having fun with the game, But every now and again, I'll come across a point where it's like, damn, man, this stuff is really annoying and it's so frustrating. I wonder if other people in this community feel the same way, you know? Content in the ZZZ community, there's nothing but stream clips and guides. Poor ones at that, but that's just me though.
I would just say there a lot of the guys just pull misinformation and
I think
the lack of understanding of kids.
And I think the main reason why people have behaved like this towards my video is because of how poisoned the well is in ZZZ content, you know? The fact that people think Seed is a dual DPS to begin with is signs that these people have just parroted stuff that YouTubers have said to them. You just open Twitter and see a post about your video and that's the worst video. Yeah, at that point it's just like, due to the sheer amount of negative reception just from this community alone, I'm just gonna stop making extremely edited content talking about stuff in this game, because it's clear that nobody here really wants to have an active discussion about the game and like try to talk about things from like a reasonable perspective. It's always, this character sucks, you're the worst, you're this, that, and the third. We're all pointing fingers at each other, right? And granted, yes, I did do the clickbait with the stuff, but that's to get people in to have the to start having the conversation. It's the same thing with the Astra video too. I made a fucking video talking about Astra, and I did two things. I made a video talking about Astra, and I made a video talking about Ben too. I said very negative things about both of those characters, and I did both of those characters because I'm like, damn, man, it was kind of unfair to Astra that I kind of just like shot on her for a bit and whatnot, even though I didn't really say anything incorrect. I just said that she was boring, and that's it. And I don't think that she deserves to be a very good character because of how boring her gameplay is. I'm not asking for her to be Miyabi, but it's just like, damn, man, players gonna feel fucking terrible knowing that they have to pull for this character despite not liking her gameplay. And then I went through a whole fucking deep dive breakdown as to why fucking Ben's terrible. And it's like, every time I make videos like this, everybody's like, oh man, I agree with you, but you're so negative. And I'm just like, has the Hoyoverse community been extremely fucking babied and coddled to the point where any sort of like criticism towards their game can be seen as something negative? Like, yeah, sure, I do raise my voice in a lot of these videos and whatnot, but like, I make videos about positive stuff too. I made a video about Evelyn, and it got less than half the views that the Astra video got, right? The positive stuff doesn't work. And people are like, oh man, you're so negative all the time. That's because y'all don't want to give any of the positive stuff any of the work, any of like the attention or the gaze. Y'all don't want to give it the time of day because y'all just only feed off of drama. Y'all secretly love this shit, you know? Defending defilers should make you lose your account forever, in my opinion. Like, I'm gonna look at this stuff, right? We're sitting at we're not even at 300 fucking dislikes, and like, to be honest, I'm caring about it a lot more than I should. But it's like, matter of fact, we can actually like read through and go through some of these comments if we want to. Like, this shit is so funny. The
You also check the Twitter post.
The Twitter posts? I think I've blocked the individual and whatnot. I don't want to pull up Twitter on stream because I don't know how crazy my Twitter is, but fucking, let's take a look in a book. Reading Rainbow. And also, to be honest, I don't even want to give that Twitter user any attention. I think the last thing that I want to do is like incite more conversations about me on Twitter, because I already have motherfuckers that hate me on that platform for some reason.
It's just so funny seeing like a guy do that call out of nowhere.
I don't know. People are mad. Like, we go by newest first. The May PFP? There was one fucking comment here that was like, hey man, you shouldn't use Yanagi on this team. Let's link a video. Oh my god, hi Rezzy. Let's link the fucking default Wuthering Waves PFP kills me. It's Curlbot 100.
I'm like, it is literally just a wool icon.
You already ruined your team comp by running Yanagi and Haru. Lol. I've seen M1 Haru clear Defiler, no issue.
Also, can you swap your stream to the
The screen, gotcha.
There you go.
Where's the person that posted a fucking link that was like, oh man, you shouldn't be using that team, and then looks inside like, oh hey, it's a fucking here, oh my goodness. 919, you should not be playing Yanagi with your Harumasa team. Harumasa will have a big percentage of the shock ownership since he doesn't have any anomaly stats that tanks her disordered damage, especially since this boss takes reduced damage from it already. Replace it with a stunner, even C6 Pulchra could get you a much higher score. Here's an M1 Harumasa 30k clear. I click inside. Looks inside, Harumasa trigger Rina.
High trigger. With the Chingy sig.
Like, what?
Alright, just get trigger. It's that easy.
Yeah, just get trigger and Ching Yisig too. Like, I don't have stunner dildos, man.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just don't know Haru gets quivers with shock.
Like, dude,
I'll just blame this on the guide makers not explaining this shit.
Nah, the guide makers were too busy putting fucking lighter,
Miyabi guides.
yeah, lighter and Miyabi on the Harumasa team.
Stop. You reminded me of the Miyabi Chingy Harumasa team.
They were too busy putting lighter and Miyabi on the Harumasa teams to look at the fucking additional ability and say, oh man, he requires anomaly characters. Like, oh my, dude, this is what I don't get. I want to be as respectful as possible, but when you guys are saying, oh, why are you putting Yanagi here? Why is Yanagi this, Yanagi that? Why is Yanagi here? It's because she fucking gets his passive up. I literally stated in the beginning of the video, my credentials are, my only copies are M1 Harumasa, but people don't know how to fucking read, and they've never
Can you bring up the part where it says triggering anomalies gives you quivers?
Oh,
I don't know what that is in his
skill. No, it's in his passive. Where is it?
Wait, is that it? No, it's not it.
Is it dash attack? No. Where the fuck is it? Okay, when any squad member applies an attribute anomaly to the enemy, generate 6 electro quivers. This effect can be triggered once every 12 seconds.
A lot of people do not know this effect. A lot of people probably don't even think this effect exists. I don't know if it's like it's too hidden or the guide makers like not explain this with Harumasa's guides back then. Like, people just pretend this shit does not exist.
And I think it's probably due to the fact that Miyabi was overshadowing him a lot more.
I feel like he's still a 5-star though that everyone got for free. Like, why was this not covered back then?
A lot of people didn't know it's also just not just tied to shock. Yes, you can use Vivian with Harumasa, and it works. Literally,
It's bad. I would not recommend it.
it's bad, but it works. I've cleared Fiend with it.
Yeah, a lot of people got hooked up on like bitching me in the Colton.
Is it time to clock out?
Like, I want to give you guys a chance. I want to understand where I went wrong, but I find it harder and harder the more and more I look at this to see where I went wrong. I'm not saying this because of like ego or anything. It's just I have yet to see an actual piece of criticism towards my video that isn't just you should have used a better team, you should have pulled better, or this is just shield content and it's a gacha game, you know? Are any other anomaly agents good with Haru other than Yanagi? Grace. She exists to be the instant shock for the instant shock applier for Harumasa. I ran a Chingy Haru Miyabi team a long while ago. It was kind of fun. Yeah, getting carpal tunnel.
I don't want to talk about this in Shinji. That character has mauled my right pointing finger.
Are you rolling for Shugun and Zhao? Probably not. I'm most likely gonna like quit the game after I get Banyue.
Cycle of yin and yang. Shadow. Thanatos storm. Allow me. Evil shall be purged. Let's make this quick.
Breaking through.
An opening. The name of the night, emissary. Thunder in the mist. Obliterate form and spirit. As decreed. Allow me. Like a shadow. Thanatos storm.
Like a shadow.
Have a taste of the Gunway unique technique.
Is Yuzura Yanagi Haru Masa viable? Will the shock this set be better for Haru than Shadow Harmony?
I
Well, if
only.
you're running Model Shark, you're running Thunder Metal.
Mm-hmm. You only really run Shadow Harmony if you aren't running Mono Shock. But yeah, no, I just won't make the mistake of making content for Zenless anymore, considering that, like,
Or at least high effort one.
yeah, high effort stuff. I'll probably still do, like, clears and whatnot, because that's, like, what people want to see, but there's no point in editing, like, highly edited stuff if this is going to be the response, you know?
Like, you know what's bad when the Sonic community had a better response to the opinions than the Zenless community? The Sonic community.
That's what I'm saying.
Someone said I agree that double attack can be a bit expensive from an investment standpoint, but the boss and buff really doesn't require as much as it comes off as in your bid. Kinda need it if you want to score decently high.
Keep in mind, guys, the
Good investment.
conversation isn't about clearing, it's about scoring well. Like, I'm someone that doesn't give a shit about fucking clearing. I clear with my eyes closed. It's just, I want to score well with the characters that I spend so much time building up, you know? Go get that.
Between me and Lord Satan. Thomas, action to jump in. Secure the perimeter. Come on, don't be nervous.
Sucks because you were the only ZZZ creator I followed because all of them were boring and range bait. I mean, I still have the Discord server that people can join if you want to hang out and watch me do like my own clears, but I'm just not gonna bother.
Well, it's not the same as watching content.
It is. It isn't. Yeah. I don't blame you guys. I'm still gonna be making content, just not for CCZ, because it's so heartbreaking. Worst person you know makes a very good opinion. Like, oh man, Hoyoverse fans are extremely sensitive when it comes to talking about anything related to their games. And this isn't even me like being like a fucking rage baiter shiller. It's just like, damn, I just said that this boss fucking sucks, and everybody's like at my head for it. It's not like, oh, the consequences of my actions. I just like said that this boss is very frustrating for me. But now I got people making Twitter posts, there's fucking YouTube videos. And it's all because these people are unable of having like an actual discussion for this stuff. I'm not like in a bad mental state or anything. I'm chilling. I could give less of a shit about what people online think about me. It's just, I know that my time is better spent elsewhere when it comes to making stuff. So I'm just gonna work on like the Sonic Racing Crossroads stuff.
This isn't really a hot take either. That's the horrific part.
Yeah. Strongly recommend the Flossing video on Seed. Ugh.
I love AI generated descriptions.
I love people insinuating a whole fucking
Uprising. The ChatGPT merchant.
I still won't forgive y'all for what y'all did about Sanby. Complaining about a character that consistently worked and had 2 very good teammates in her team. And saying like, oh man, she just doesn't work because of like, what, 2 bugs? And then... I don't know, man. That character was fine.
I'm wondering why there was so much like backlash, because I think it didn't shield, like pretend that it shielded for nothing. It was like a blank boss. Who was defending his boss's attack patterns and kit?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's one thing to defend Seed, and I get it. I attacked Seed out of nowhere. I apologize. I'm sorry. You can have your foot fetish and your feet flavored cake too, right? But I'm defending a boss in a video game. What? Or no, you guys are defending a boss in a video game. Like, what does that gain from you? Hello?
Like the boss with like 4 seconds of invincibility.
Like, yes, I love watching my cutscenes. Just pull better, forehead. Like, what?
My blade is already heated. Scatter! It's over. Look at me! Victory, the only option. My blade is already heated. Break time! You're lucky
I think people are honestly more upset at the tone of this discussion rather than the content themselves. What? Just because I yelled in the video a couple of times, people were just upset at that?
Like being too passionate about it?
God forbid I'm a little passionate about something when I talk about a game that I love.
You know, like the nonchalant, chill back late voice like the other Gacha's creators. Just having a monotone voice.
People already
voice.
like my voice for what it is. Like I don't necessarily have a problem in the voice department. It's more so I think it's because I'm the only person that's willing to say something about this. I was the only person that said something about Caesar. I was the only person that really said something about Astra, to my knowledge. I made an Astra video, and then all of a sudden, everybody else wanted to come out of the woodworks and say that Astra's boring and whatnot. But that's just me, you know, like hashtag noticing. Like, don't think that I didn't notice that.
I think the score thing lowered the importance of fair point. Not to be the dead horse, but I think a big part of it is really a bit awkward for Sock Harbor specifically. I went over this before, how Hard Moss was like kind of hurt indirectly by his boss having a more anomaly build-up res.
Mm-hmm.
That means less quivers on him.
It's over.
Jesus Christ, man. Wait, this one's over. I don't know. I just can't win. The buffest character in Hoyoverse history comes out, and all of the queer fans around him just turn into the most bitter and insufferable people ever, and end up being a lot more misogynistic towards the female characters for some fucking reason because he isn't an S rank. And then, not only that, but just the influx of very bad guide makers with this game, and how it essentially affects my community because I have to deal with the influence that these people have and fix my followers' accounts because of what they've been told to do by other YouTubers. And the fact that you can't criticize anything in this game without people rushing to defend $1 billion daddy Hoyoverse, you know?
I mean, during C's release, she was hyped up as like the best investment for attackers because they were promising she will work with every future attacker. Like essentially every new attacker would raise C's ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
My blade is already sheathed.
Someone asked, are there any guide makers that you would recommend?
What's the name of the one Lin guy? It's Lin-O?
Lin-0.
Yeah. Because he actually goes over tech within the stuff for each and every like character rotation. Because he'll tell you how to build the character, and then he'll give you like examples of like what tech to use with them and whatnot.
I also really like a guy named Zik.
What's his name?
Zik. Like Z-I-C.
Oh, okay. Sorry, because that's the name of a furry animator. Like, I actually did like the deadpan stare into the fucking like. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, no, I have no idea who that guy is.
What other games would you make videos for if you have decided to? Sonic Racing Crossroads. I'll answer that one there.
Oh, so, okay. To be honest, I really want to go into making video essays for games that I enjoy to play. You guys seen a little bit of it with the Bayonetta video. I would absolutely recommend watching the Bayonetta video. I took a lot of time to work on it in terms of scripting, editing, and whatnot, and I really, really love the way how I paced the video. It's, where is it? Let me bring it up. Like, you know, shameless plug or whatever, but this video right here, the best hack and slash boss, I really, really love this video. It is a good video. It is a good watch. I drew the thumbnail art myself. I went together and put this together and whatnot. I'm just a very big fan of Bayonetta and whatnot, and that boss in that game, specifically the first Bayonetta game, really made me want to make a video on it. And my passion is essentially making more well-scripted video essays, essentially with my own editing style, because I do like the editing style that I do for the ZZZ videos too, but it's kind of hard to do that for like the more serious video essays, essentially. I want to watch the Bayonetta videos, but I want to avoid spoilers. It's only spoilers for the first Bayonetta 1 game, and that's playable on PC and like Nintendo Switch as well, but yeah, it's more so Funnily enough, I remember using this video as an academic source for my gaming design project, which is something I want to thank you for. Jesus Christ. Well, thank you. I didn't think that the video was that good in order for it to be used like in actual like
There
academic
you go. It's
space.
verified.
Like, I don't know,
You have a
man.
verified banger.
So, a certified hood classic? I don't know, man. Gacha games suck. We shouldn't play them. Like, I think at the end of the day, the what is it? The most important thing to know is that like gacha games are just extremely predatory for a reason.
Another round.
And any sort of like discussion surrounding them and whatnot doesn't hold any weight or water because of the genre that it is. And it's like, yeah, I want to talk about like this game and whatnot, but none of it fundamentally matters when it's like it's a gacha game at the end of the day, you know? Where like not only are we like the very minute minority as is, it's just like, damn, man.
Or else I get my gambling fix.
Huh?
Or they get my gambling fix then.
Gambling fix? I don't know.
Oh.
I don't even like gachas. I find ZZZ fun. That's me. Like, I played Star Rail and like I had fun after Yurilo 6 or whatever the fuck. And then after that, like once I got to Penacony, I actively hated every part of it. I'm like, the story is dragging on for too long. I'm walking 5 minutes just to get a cutscene that plays. Firefly is one of the worst written characters in the fucking story. And
No, don't say that.
I'm just like, dude.
It will spark a civil war.
I don't care at this point. I'm like done with Hoyoverse stuff. Like if these people want to talk to me about it, like I like fucking like ears turned off. Like I genuinely don't care.
I'm not all ears.
I'm not all ears. Fucking the Miyabi sticker, but she's got no ears. Firefly got shooters? Yeah, she has more shooters than fucking Kamada.
No, she has actual bombers.
Fucking bombers? Dog. Nuke radio?
Literally.
I don't know, man. The Sam boss fight actually made me quit HSR. Really? Hang on, I'm gonna turn off the AC because my brother has that AC on when it's fucking 60 degrees outside. Oh my god. Drink some water. Make sure you hydrate, gamers. This gacha game shit is not for the faint of heart. And you know what's crazy? I was gonna do another follow-up video like next week talking about like the addressing the mistakes and whatnot, but to be honest, follow-up videos to gacha game stuff is like pretty cringe in general, because at the end of the day you were arguing at each other for no reason, essentially. None of it matters at the end because we're still like less than 1% of the viewers or the player base that the games are creating the content for. So it's like none of this essentially matters.
Only the Chinese players with like $1 billion matter, sadly.
Mm-hmm. Now that it seems as if the people that actually hate me are gone from the stream, I guess moving forward, because I technically have a deadline to meet by the end of the month when it comes to like streaming and whatnot. Shameless plug, I stream on Twitch go over there, ruin Blue Panda, all that nonsense and whatever. I don't know what I want to do with Zenless anymore after all this stuff. It's not like I'm just like randomly quitting now because I got criticized. It's more so I don't
Gets criticized once, fucking dies.
literally. It's more so like, damn man, I come back after like about a month's break worth of like not really making Zenless stuff, all just to receive this amount of backlash from not even anything extremely problematic. Like that's what kills me. It's like I didn't even say that like Seed was tier 2 or anything. You know? You still play fighting games? I do. I just got a snack box. I got a leverless recently. I'm gonna probably be streaming more of those on the Twitch and whatnot. I played some Blaze Blue today, and oh my god, I need to get my defense down on this controller. Like I'm actually like a newborn, fresh out the womb with this thing. Like the Kirito reaching for his sword gif, you know? Didn't even go dumb crazy on Seed. It was about how this boss is dumb. Well, to be fair, I shat on Seed in the beginning, and a lot of people took that and ran with it. But yeah.
Do you want me to fight? Or cook?
I guess this outfit ain't too bad. The blue bandages are kinda annoying, though. Never mind.
But Seed does suck. True. At least in my opinion, though.
Does that mean like as a character or like as a unit?
Probably
You want me to
both.
completely look the part? No way.
I
Do
mean,
you have any idea
I would say
how much
Kraglen
makeup
hypes up like a
that'd
little
take?
too much. I don't think she's on the tier as like Alice. I think she should be like tier 1 realistically.
Did they really put her on the same tier as Alice?
Yeah, she's 0.5.
That's so funny. You forgot Isolde has shooters. That was my first mistake. Oh yeah. Oh, I realize it now. The main reason why people care about this boss is because she has big fucking tits. That's why. I forgot what game I'm playing, guys. Oh, it makes so much sense now. I'm doing the little Yachty and Drake gif.
The Drake kid.
It's like,
The fucking
oh,
laptop.
fucking like, oh, that makes so... No wonder people hate me for this opinion. They want to fuck the shit out of this boss. That's why. Ooh la la. Oh la la. Oh my god, bruh. You think Seed is poorly written? I didn't read that character's story. I don't care for the character visually. What makes you think I'm gonna read story for a character that I don't like visually? Was it not obvious? Hey man, I thought people played this game for the gameplay. But I guess that's my first mistake. I thought Isolde had shooters for her wanting to be playable, not for the Defiler being a fundamentally fun boss. You know what it is? It's a fun boss for the casual players because it's eye candy. That's why. No hate to the casual players or anything, but it's just
There's like a lot of funny camera angles. It's so dramatic.
yeah.
She yells like you throughout the entire fight.
It's a very cool boss. It's just like, when you're trying to do what the game wants you to do though, it's like, fuck you, man. When the revenue reports dropped for 2.2, everyone talked about the characters' appeal, causing them to sell, never for the actual gameplay and team aspects. It pissed me off so bad. I still think that it's funny that Seed and Orpheus sold worse than Hugo combined, and those characters still have shooters when the collective like player base doesn't agree with this, you know? They gave swimsuits to high schoolers. To be honest, okay, I don't want to talk about like the age of pixels in video games, because that's where we get a bunch of weirdos coming out.
They're cookies.
They're cookies. They're fucking cookies. But yeah, nah. I currently have a Crossworlds tier list video that I'm probably going to work on. Fuck, it is next week. Oh, dude. I guess
It's Sunday.
Yeah, I guess I gotta chop and get working on that as well. To be honest, I want to take two or so days off, but I literally can't. It's more so just like I need to get into the headspace.
And you do gotta start streaming. Like, it's crunch time for streaming.
Yeah. My seed chat has been ignored. I'm sorry, Micro.
I feel C is a substitute missing piece in attacker team. It's invited put C. I mean, in theory, but she just transformed the team to like the hijacker basically, and she's just worse than the other options. See, this the opportunity cost agent for attack agents. That's kind of true. At that point, why pull C when you just like use your free Nicole or Lucy? If you're like desperate for units in theater.
You know what I could also do? I could do like the fighting game stuff as well. Like I could just post Blaze Blue sets and whatnot. I could be like Moopoke. Oh my god. Shadow Naoto.
Oh, you said the Nashaz Naoto guy?
Not a guide, just me fucking playing Blaze Blue. Show of hands, how many people here actually play fighting games? I need hand emojis in chat, guys. Hand emojis. That's a lot of hands. I hate fighting games, Micro? No. Those are a lot of darker skin tones hands. My people? My people watch my content? Oh my god. That's actually so reassuring. You're not white. Oh, you talk so proper. Oh my goodness. You're black?
That's what I'm saying.
I reveal. This isn't news, guys. Did you consider the rework Sanbi when you made the Defiler video? Because I used Chingy Astra Sanbi and it still worked against her. To be honest, I didn't really think that much about Sanbi to begin with the video. I was more so talking about Seed, Orphe, Trigger. And I'm gonna keep it a $150. Sanbi's already been talked about way too much in this fucking community. That character
for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, that character was a litmus test for people that actually know whether or not they're playing their fucking video games correctly. She worked perfectly fine, yet people complained about her as if she was like the most broken fucking character in the game. To sit here and say that she was the worst limited agent when both Zhu Yuan and Caesar exist is absolutely asinine to me. Mind you, I had shooters in my comments for Caesar defending her. Oh man, I used her a lot to clear content. She can really help with the support. Where are those people now? Where are those people now, man?
I told you, back then Caesar was glazed a lot. Ever since now we got a new tier list, guide makers say, hey, Caesar's actually really bad. Don't pull for her and rerun. Now no one wants to defend Caesar.
She's fucking outclassed by a fat ass Panda, bro. Like, that's crazy to me.
Once the guide makers start saying seed is not a good investment, there's gonna be no more seed shooters.
You know what this is like? This is like in Marvel Rivals, when people start banning and picking characters based off of what popular streamers say is good. Like that's exactly what this
when
is.
Necro said Magic was broken, everyone started banning Magic.
The games are finally playable. Nah, but no, literally, like, oh my god, let's see what my popular streamer has to say about who I need to ban. And it's the Toy Story fucking aisle gif of all the Buzz Lightyears. Yishua taking strays in the Sandby debate was wild to me. I don't know why those two were being compared to begin with.
He was like being able to interrupt Doppelganger Jane's long ass combo, but Caesar the defense class can't.
That more so goes to show how flawed the defense class is than is like a Caesar problem. Because they had something going with like Seth being able to interrupt.
I'm pretty sure Seth, with his max charge skill, can interrupt Jane's dash attack.
What? Miasmic Jane or just Jane?
I don't think they have different interruption values.
But Seth is tier 0, guys. He can interrupt anybody.
What does defense even do at this point? It's just a worse support role.
Mm-hmm. If you're not belling hella this season in Rivals, you aren't playing the game right. That character's been good since season 0, though. Like,
Yelling right to me to talk about Bucky being buffed, being nerfed. I mean, how'd that character go on for so long with only buffs?
like, fucking. Look at this shit, dude. Where the fuck? Oh yeah, I moved Marvel Rivals from the favorites, bro. 602 hours, bro. This shit is never getting installed on my game again, on my PC again. This game is absolute utter 100 gigs. Chinese developers been here. Like, what?
This game is way too big for like being a few months old.
Like, oh my fucking god, bruh. Hi Cuckoo, how you doing, sexy? You love this conversation that we've had for a while. She and Amor got those buffs to their team up, and now she's even more of a menace. At this point, like, we just need to all collectively quit live service games and just start playing real experiences again.
Oh yeah, my $500 console.
Oh my god, I love Mario Kart World.
Paying for an $80 game with like the $100 DLC. $20 controller, $100 a year to online services.
Technically it's $20 a year, but
Get out.
get out.
Get the fuck out of here.
The fucking Eggman.
I've been running Fate Stay Night, you just stop.
Oh my god, I love Fate. We're listening to Fate extra music right now. That's what we've been listening to all stream. But yeah, no. Going forward, I'm gonna end the stream soon because not really much else to do. I've got my point across, and I fear as though people fail to like try to convince me that A, Seed is a sub DPS, and B, Defiler isn't a bad boss. But
yeah, I didn't see you make good points for the opposition.
it was just like a bunch of like weird cop-outs for me. And people say, like, I don't get the moving the goalpost stuff. Nobody explained how I was moving the goalpost. But I guess if and when people eventually decide to respond to my video or react to it, I'll see and I'll figure it out. But if things get too fucking much, I'll just private the video and just move on entirely. I'll just private all of my Zenless stuff and move on entirely. It's not worth it. I did it with Multiverses, I'll do it with this game again.
Okay, but Multiverse Fail died, to be fair.
True, but it's more so like, you know, like if I'm done with something, I'll just private it entirely and move on. No point. The goalpost is 20k. Sorry you had to go through this BS, massive amounts of copium when it came to seeing the Defiler. It's more so like, I'm just sad that this community can't have a decent conversation about anything regarding Endgame. That's really it. I can give less of a shit how people feel about me and whatnot. It's a shame that they have to attack my character in order to like get a point across or anything, but it just sucks because like I really, really enjoy this game, but everywhere I go, it's either rage baiters or people that don't know what they're talking about.
Or slop. Like just straight up slop.
Yeah. Like, because the pool of content creators in the Zenless community is extremely small as is, there's not really much of a safe haven to go for with anything meaningful and whatnot. Dramatic Crossroads Yu-Gi-Oh card, but both sides are like the dark side. It's like account reviewer guide slop or rage bait content, bad faith arguments. Like, ooh, pick your choice, funny man. In all seriousness, though, you guys are amazing. For those of you that stuck around and defended me and whatnot, but this is probably gonna be it for Zenless stuff. I genuinely don't even think that I'm gonna like make clears for this game anymore. These people have proven their point, and I'm still gonna play the game, but it's just deemed to be not worth my time. So I'm so sorry to everybody that came along on this ride for a furry that actually knows how to play a gacha game correctly, talking about his favorite gacha game, but it's clear to me that there's no point in putting effort into these videos when all that I get in return is just backlash despite not even doing anything objectively wrong.
Well, like backlash in very bad faith. Like, I've been reading through comments all day. I have not found a single good compelling point. And I'm trying to like be as unbiased as possible.
Chump is literally like my mediator that I go for like all of this stuff regarding like either my content or other people's content and whatnot. And he is not afraid to criticize me, right? The main reason I keep him around is because he is very good at criticizing me. So if he was in the call when I was editing the video, and we reviewed the video multiple times over and whatnot. And you know, if there was anything wrong with it, he would have made sure to correct me first and foremost. So it's like, Thank you guys, though, for chilling out and hanging out with me, though. I hope you guys had a very wonderful time watching the stream. And it sucks that this is probably going to be my last Zenless related video. But, what can you do? I could make it doing other things, you know? Or here's hoping. Alright. Good night, everybody. I will see you guys later. And thank you all for sticking around and joining me for my Zenless journey. But I'll see you guys around.